Hi, I'm Nicolas, and welcome to the Ink Shelf. So most of you must be wondering, what exactly is the Ink Shelf? Well, the Ink Shelf is going to be a series of videos where I will personally catch up or read the entirety of a manga series, and then I'll obviously film my thoughts and opinions on the manga series, and I will recommend you guys if you should avoid it, try it, read it, or buy it. So as the title of this video already tells you, the first Ink Shelf is gonna be on the manga called Kagerou Daze. Now Kagerou Daze is a monthly manga adaptation of the popular song series Kagerou Project. It started its serialization back in June of 2012 and has been running ever since, which currently, as of recording this, it has 24 chapters translated and 5 volumes. Now the story is being written by the creator of Kagerou Project himself, Jin, and he's working together with Satomi Hira, who is in charge of the art. And the story starts off with Kisaragi Shintaro, an 18-year-old Hiki NEET who hasn't left his house in 2 years. Now 1 year prior to the beginning of this series, Shintaro got a mysterious email, which when he opened it, installed an AI cyber girl called NA onto his computer. Now after some hijinks between Shintaro and NA, Shintaro accidentally bumped over a cola bottle onto his computer, which basically ruined his entire keyboard and mouse. And considering there's a festival going on around this time of year, he can't really order the new parts for his computer, which forces him to go outside for the first time in 2 years. But as Shintaro's luck would have it, once he is in the mall to buy his new parts, a terrorist group takes him and all the other customers hostage. And this is where Shintaro and NA meet the Makakshidan, or the Blindfolded Gang, a mysterious group of teenagers who have these powers in their eyes. And with their help, Shintaro basically frees everybody of the terrorists, and this is where Kagerou Daze starts off with. Now, I find personally the story of Kagerou Daze very interesting, because of course I'm a big fan of the songs, but I also find it very easy to understand, because compared to the anime, Makaksi the Actors, which is also an adaptation of the songs, this is a lot easier and straightforward. This is more easier to understand compared to Makaksi the Actors, the anime. And the thing I find personally that works in the manga's favor is because with the beginning of chapter 18, the manga just goes into its own way of telling the story. Because Makaksi the Actors, for example, was just a straight adaptation of the songs. Just, these are the songs, here are like in between bits to connect the songs, and here's a storyline. While Kagerou Daze does the kind of same thing, it just does it in a different way, which makes it interesting and makes you intrigued to know what happens next. Because it is a new story, it interests you and you don't know what's gonna happen next. As for the characters in Kagerou Daze, I find them personally very likable. Just all the characters are very likable and interesting in their own way. From Shintaro being this kind of awkward Hikini, to NA being just this energetic cyber girl, to Mary, who's just this adorable fluff ball of clumsiness, to Kido, who's this commanding type character, but she does still have her feminine side to her, to Konoha, who's just this mysterious, kind of emotionless, but he does have emotion character, which makes him just very interesting. Just all the characters in this manga are very likable and interesting, and I find that they kind of work better in this manga adaptation than they did in the anime adaptation. Now, as for the art of Makaksi the Actors, it is just very clean right from the start. No problem whatsoever. I immediately liked the art, especially how they did NA. It just worked very well, and especially just some of the moments in this manga are just very, very well drawn, where I will just sit there for a moment being just staring at how great the art is. Like, especially, I think it was chapter 16 is when, instead of having like white paper with black ink on it, it's like they just took black paper and did white ink on it, which just worked really well in just the entire story and just the atmosphere. It just worked really well. Now, there's one problem I could say about the art, which is that whenever their eyes go red, you of course don't really notice it that much, because of course manga is black and white and not colors unless it's a color page, which I know why, but I would kind of like it if they did a bit more something unique by putting like red ink or something on the eyes to show like, hey, these eyes are now red. Just a little extra detail, but this is me just being nitpicky, but yeah, overall I really like Kagerou Daze. It has become one of my most recent all-time favorite mangas of all time, and I just really enjoy it for the characters, for the story, and just everything about it is just very intriguing and interesting, and it's just a very good read, which is why I give my recommendation for Kagerou Daze to be a buy it. Luckily, Yen Press has licensed Kagerou Daze and is planning to release it early 2015, so when you can buy it then, or unless it's already available in your countries, I'd recommend to buy it, because it's just a very, very good read. The art's great, the characters are great, the story is great, and I just highly recommend this manga. Now, have you guys read Kagerou Daze? If so, please put your thoughts down below. And if you're planning to read it, go read it and come back and give me your thoughts about it. And if you guys have a manga series I should check out or read or anything of the sort, recommend it to me down in the description, or look at my manga list on Mal to see if maybe I'm already planning to read it, I'm already caught up with it, that kind of stuff. And yeah, hopefully you guys liked this ink shelf thing, and do you have tips like cons, pros, that kind of stuff? I like constructive criticism. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next ink shelf or whatever type of video. Bye.